Yes, Bitcoin is back to 9.8k, kind of as expected. But what's next? Hello Adrian, and welcome back to another episode of the Dang Oracle. It is 7:30 p.m. and in UTC +8, that's where the time zone where I'm at, and wishing you well for this beautiful Friday. Before we head into the weekend, let's see what the last trading day is on CME charts. What will be the weekly close? Of course, that's what we were looking at. Traditional markets, quite interesting things are happening. So let's see what things are gonna go, how things are going to do over there. Hi Nikolai, hi Lex, welcome back once again. Welcome. So let's go into some COVID numbers while we are waiting for the rest of the hardcore group coming up. Or will they not be present? Who knows? Maybe they will not be present today because it's Friday, and Friday is usually the day that people go to party, right? Not much party going on right now, I think, with the COVID situation, but yeah. Anyways, so in the US we have close to 1.9 billion cases right now. Brazil is over the 600,000 and Russia is nearing 500,000. The rest of the European countries are nearing the 300k. So let's see how it looks on the charts. Hi Gita, hi Monkol, hi Darren. So we are at 6.4 million confirmed cases. Hi Justus. We are at 6.4 million cases, and finally, we are seeing a drop. Like, look at this. You can't see it because it's under my. Look at this. Yes. Confirmed cases are slowing down. Wow, that is amazing. That's amazing, guys. That's congratulations. We are fighting and beating the virus, maybe. Hi Jay. So let's take a look. So yeah, USA is actually flattening. Brazil is slowing down, but still doesn't look that great. Russia definitely doesn't look that great. And in the rest of the European countries, everything is curling, slowing down. Let's put it like that. It's slowing down. Hi Zandor. Hi everybody. How is everybody doing on this Friday? Hi Cedric. Hi Tina. So let's move this back where it belongs. This here. Okay, there. So yeah. Hi Michael. Welcome. Nothing much. Pretty boring stuff with Bitcoin. Pretty boring stuff. Well, so what did we talk about yesterday? Well, yesterday I said, yeah, the probabilities that we were going to go up higher towards the 9.8k area was very likely because of all the still closing above the EMA 21, still closing above all the major moving averages. So kind of made sense that we moving up towards the 9.8k. As you can see, we entered that green box, but like I said, I don't see it. I don't see it breaking just yet. So that's kind of what happened as well. We got rejected, but like as you can see, it's still holding up on that area just right there. So yeah, still in this zone of for me indecisiveness, where for me still a no trading zone. We kind of don't want to be stuck in that middle, at least for myself. Hi Hitcham. Hi John. So for myself, it's the same situation as yesterday or the day before, where I'm like, well, if for people who have scalped the position every time it went down into this green box and you scalped along, that was the move, right? That was the move, the play for the last couple of days. But for me, I was like not really interested into that, so I'm just waiting it out here and see how things will be going soon, very soon. So a couple of things that I'm looking at obviously is the traditional markets, and if we are looking at the traditional markets, This is what we're seeing right now. Nasdaq, it basically hit previous all-time high. As you can see, this beautiful and crazy V-shape recovery for Nasdaq, as you can see. But right now, so HVP is flashing on the daily for Nasdaq. So I do expect high volatility later tonight when the stock markets are going to be opening during the nighttime for me. So yeah, that's going to be one hell of a party, most likely, right? So let's see what the traditional markets are going to be doing. We also see some divergences here building up on the sentiment. So usually, you know, that means most likely a pullback as well, as you can see here flashing on the green background. Let's see at the RSI. RSI is still up, so yeah, still going up on the daily. But yeah, maybe this can be a small pullback. Well, not a small, well, let's say we pull back towards here, towards our yellow line here or something like that, our EMA 21, and we get a major drop here, then I do expect Bitcoin to do very much the similar thing, right? So then this would be pulling back at least once again towards, you know, maybe near the 9.3k area, and if that does break, like I said, that if that does break, I do expect us to be holding this zone here around the what's that, 8,900, 8,850 area. All the same areas that we've been speaking about actually for the past couple of days. Nothing has changed on that area, but so yeah, I do think that just by looking at the traditional markets later tonight, we'll basically have our reply or response. But it's starting to look toppy on this end on the Nasdaq. Same for the S&P, by the way. If we can take a look at the S&P, as you can see here, we are here at this red line that I've drawn, but everything is still above all the major moving averages. Let's see here. Yeah, Stokes are still way up there. HVP is it's very low right now. It's at 11. It's still not at the bottom or anything like that. Same, you know, the green background starting to flash on the. But there's still room to go. Oh, very high. RSI is very high on the S&P. So yeah, basically, if this starts to take a leg back down towards, let's say here, the EMA 21 around the 3,000 levels, make a small drop of like 120 points or something like that, I do expect Bitcoin to be doing pretty much the same thing, because although a lot of people will not like to hear that, Bitcoin is very much correlated to the S&P or to the stocks overall. Hi, Anipse. So on the 4-hour chart, I've made a drawing here. We are actually, so yesterday it was like looking more like a channel, but as of today, it is looking actually more like a broadening wedge, which I have drawn here, as you can see, more like a broadening wedge. And usually a broadening wedge does tend to break more likely towards the downside than to the upside. So is that going to be, you know, happening later tonight as well? Well, probabilities are getting higher and higher, right? So if we're looking at the stock market, if we're looking at everything, it looks quite toppy. It hasn't gone down yet. So, you know, don't be so sure or certain that things are going to be reversing. But around 9:30, when the New York stock market is going to be opening, we will definitely know a lot more about the traditional markets, and then that will most likely be affecting the crypto market as well. I'm not 100% bearish or anything like that. As you know, the 4-hour candle has not closed just yet, so this can easily just wick back into our broadening wedge. So nothing is confirmed yet or anything like that. We still have more than 20, like, what's that, 19 minutes to go. So don't be 19 minutes is like forever in cryptocurrency. So I wouldn't be so 100% sure just yet that we are going to be crashing down. But there's more and more indicators that are showing that we are going to make a small pullback. And also we can do it on the RSI as well. Our broadening wedge, as you can see, something like this. As you can see, RSI is actually showing that we are breaking down, but not confirmed yet, because the 4 hour is not over yet. But I'll leave it just there. But so when I'm looking at the traditional markets, when I'm looking at the Bitcoin pattern formation and momentum and this and that, the probabilities are just a little bit higher right now that we are going to be getting rejected from that 9.8K area and make a small pullback. Maybe we'll just do this, maybe we'll just do this and then do this during the weekend again. So it's very, very probable. But yeah, for myself, as you know, and I've been saying that for the past 2 days already, I'm not going to do anything until I see some sort of like resolution of this pattern that we are forming right now. So most likely I will be still unemployed, technically unemployed until Monday, because Monday is, of course, is going to be heavy action once again, because weekly candle close and so on and so on and so on. So talking about the weekly candle close, of course, our CME is going to be closing over the weekend as well. Over the weekend. Well, Saturday morning basically. So let's take a look on the CME chart, on the weekly chart, what we are looking at, right? So right now, this is the weekly candle that we are forming, which is not the greatest candle, to be honest. As you can see, although it is still green, it has a very pretty long wick on the top side, which means there's selling pressure during the week was quite substantial towards the downside, right? So where are we looking at? Well, we're hoping that the candle is going to be closing above this previous bearish candle here, where it opened here. So I'm looking at 9,800. Yeah. So and this is the CME price. CME is right now at 9,760. It just jumped to 62.5, but it went back down to 9,000. It's now 9,755. So if tomorrow morning, when CME weekly closes, I want to see basically the CME chart be closing above 9,800. If it does stay above 9,800, I do think that we have enough momentum next week then to be revisiting the 10K area, the 10.4K area, something like that, around that area, if we manage to be closing above 9.8K ish area, or the previous daily candle here. So that's what I'm looking for the closure by tomorrow. And that can give me more information for how we are going to be positioning ourselves for next week. Other than that, if we close below that area, we'll be forming, of course, a very bearish candle, which is a reversal pattern, either a gravestone candle, which is a very bearish candle, or a reversal pattern. So that's not what we want to see. So it's quite important to be seeing this candle close above as high as possible. I would say 9,850 would be okay, would be better than 9,800 or something like that, because this wick is really quite substantial and a little bit too long for my taste, let's put it like that. So, but yeah, we'll know more about CME, and that's what I'm looking at for the CME chart. Do we close above 9.8K, 9.850 by tomorrow? I mean, my time zone, or not? And what will happen, of course, later on at 9:30 when the traditional markets will be trading for the last day of the week as well. So things are starting to look, like I said, it's starting to look quite toppy on Nasdaq and on S&P, and that does, that's not good news for Bitcoin. So if you're asking me, gun to my head, do I think that we'll most likely get a pullback? Yeah, I do think that we're gonna get a pullback. Is more likely right now than continuation towards towards our 10K area. But of course, nothing is confirmed just yet. Like I said, we'll still have to wait it out a little bit. We're still in this zone of basically nonsense. That's what I call it, because yeah, it's very hard to do any trading in this zone when we are just bouncing in between these two green boxes. Except if you're scalping, like I said, then I would just be trying to long on this bottom of the green box. I like to trade BTC better because the fees are lower and the volatility is actually higher. So you pay a lot more fees when you're trading stocks or whatever you're trading. So I prefer that because you always are paying fees, higher fees when you're trading traditional markets. So, and also my passion is just crypto. Well, my passion is not really crypto, but my passion is just I just love new things. So that's basically it. It's Bitcoin is something new. It's more exciting when you keep doing the same old things for years and years and years. It kind of get a little bit boring, let's put it like that. Although you of course you keep trying to learn new things and get better at your craft, right? That's with everything, I guess. So hi Alvin, hope you are doing well also on this Friday. So what do I have in terms of theories today? Well, I found this chart, this site, this site, it's called Look Into Bitcoin. It's called Look Into Bitcoin. So you can find those chart there, and this is actually the Puel multiple, and this is the mathematical formula for the Puel multiple, and it's something that is quite interesting as well for more like long-term investments. So you can read here. It's basically it looks at the supply side of Bitcoin's economy, Bitcoin miners and their revenues, and it explores market cycles from mining revenue perspective. Bitcoin miners are sometimes referred as the compulsory sellers due to the need to cover fixed costs of mining hardware. The revenue they generate can therefore influence price over time. So that's basically sort of like a miners indicator once again, but it's quite interesting. So let's zoom out and I'll kind of explain you shortly how we can look at this indicator. So first of all, the blue line is the price of Bitcoin. So as you can see, the price has been moving up, of course, quite heavily over the existence of Bitcoin. And then the Puel multiplier is this red line, and whenever we are heading towards a red zone, of course, it means overbought and toppy. Price is toppy. And when it goes to the green zone, it means oversold, so price is very low. It basically tells you should be buying some Bitcoin. And yeah, let's just go over it. As you can see here, we have a very red spike on the high side, and then you can see here price was toppy, and then it broke back down, as you can see. And then here we can see the green side bottom, so you should be buying some Bitcoin. And as you can see here, we formed some local bottom and price went back up once again. And then as you can see here, once again red zone, toppy. So as you can see here, price was very high, $230. And then toppy, so it went back down, as you can see. And then once again here at this price, very toppy once again, and we were at that point at $1,000, and then price went back down. And then over here we can see green zone, buy zone on the 20th of January, and you can see on the 20th of January it was like $175, very local bottom once again. And then we can have here, of course, everybody knows this area, very toppy here, December 2017, that's when we had our $20,000 Bitcoin, as you can see, toppy. Then price of course went down. And then we have here the green zone, once again, buy some Bitcoins, and that was our bottom of like a 3,100 ish area. And then we we didn't have a toppy zone, but we did kind of sort of like a top out around the 13,500 area, as you can see. And then we had our major crash here down, and it showed that you should be buying, as you can see, on the 18th of March, and that was when we had our major crash towards 3,800, something like that. And if you are looking carefully right now, and that's where we wanted to be showing at, is even though the price right now is at 9,600 ish or something like that, it still shows that we are in the green territory, meaning according to the Puel multiple, we are still in a price zone that according to the Puel multiple, that is a good buy. So I mean, of course it's going to be very low right now because we just had the halving, so meaning the supply of Bitcoin just basically went half, right? So according to this indicator, you should be keep buying Bitcoin. That's basically what this is saying. And as long as we are not heading towards red territory or toppy zones, then you should be keeping your Bitcoin. So this is another indicator that you can be looking at if you want to be thinking about more long-term purchases or investment. This is not trading, of course. This is more investment analysis. So yeah, this is quite, I thought that was quite interesting as well to be looking at, and it's quite bullish, right? So even though price right now is very high at like 9,000 something, the Puel multiple is still saying, well, still quite green, guys. It's still it's not very green, but it's still green. So will it match out or will it not match out? We will find out, right? But something to be thinking about as well. Something else that is also very interesting on the site is this 200 week moving average. Sorry, not that one. This one, the 2-year moving average multiplier. So it basically shows you a 2-year moving average. So nothing that new or anything, but it's a beautiful graph. And every time it basically is above, it flashes red. It means toppy and you should be selling. And every time when it's green or below, it's basically you should be buying, right? So as you can see, toppy, price went down. Bottomy, price went up. Toppy, price went down. Toppy, price went down. This was a very major buy zone. Price obviously went up. Toppy, price went down. Buy zone once again went up, and then we have to zoom in a little bit because you can not see it. You can see here should buy here, and it went up, and then should buy here once again, and that's the last things that we have been seeing. And right now, as you can see, we are actually in the middle. It's not really a big according to this investor tool, it's not the most appropriate time to be buying Bitcoin. I mean, it's not at a very cheap price because we are not in the green or something like that. So by using this investor tool, I think this one is quite interesting as well for people who are just interested in buying some Bitcoin and keeping it for a long term. So quite interesting for swing signals or swing trades as well. Something to keep an eye out for it as well, right? So let's go back and take a look at Bitcoin, if something moved. Oh yeah, we did move a little bit down more right now. So yeah, most likely it looks like, well, we're still holding the 10 moving average, so nothing that scary just yet or anything like that. But we'll find out in a couple of minutes to see how the 12-hour candle closes. But yeah, it just looks toppy. that's what it looks like because of the traditional markets right now. Let me see this on the 4-hour chart. Just want to see. But even on the 4-hour chart, Nasdaq is still holding the EMA 21. You know, it's so crazy. Look at this. HVP is is flashing like crazy. RSI is below the EMA. Yeah, this looks. Yeah, this looks like we're gonna have a pull down. It needs to go above 9681. Well, you never know. It's just too early to tell. Yeah, but yeah, we'll find out when the markets open later today. But yeah, can't really fully confirm just yet. But it does look some signals of like fatigue. Let's put it like that. But they keep on printing money, so I would be still very careful with any shorting positions on the traditional market. But yeah, it really looks like it wants to make a pullback very soon. It's gonna be something interesting, I think, for the traditional market. I don't think it's gonna be that interesting for Bitcoin over the weekend though. But so sorry about that. I don't think Bitcoin is gonna be that interesting. I have a feeling that we're just gonna go sideways during this weekend once again, between those two green things, and resolution most likely on Monday. When the markets reopen or CME reopens. Let's see if we have some divergences on the RSI. No, not really. No divergences. No. Maybe on the 4-hour. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. We can see some divergences. Do we see some divergences? No. Nope. No divergences either. So yeah, looks like a pullback, small pullback, but nothing confirmed just yet as well. And like I said, we can't really be bearish. Daily closed once again above the EMA 21. Long wick on the bottom, buying pressure. Yeah, it's nothing that crazy. And right now the 4-hour. It's trying. We have 1 minute left, so let's see if it closes above the EMA 21 or not. It's EMA 21 is 9,690. So if we see the last minute, if it's now at 9,682. If it can push that last $8 to the upside in the last minute or not. If not, then we'll most likely see a small immediate sell off after this. 9,696. Yep, there we have it. And once again, we closed above the 4-hour. The 4-hour closes above. As you can see, immediately it closes above the EMA 21. See, that's just so, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look how beautiful it is. In the last minute, it went up $15 just to close above the EMA 21. That's how the algos work. And then they let it go again, and it goes back down. But yeah, once again we have a close above the EMA 21. So yeah, can't be really bearish about it, right? So let's see. I still do think that the probability is just higher that we have a pullback because of the traditional markets, not really because of the Bitcoin chart. The Bitcoin chart is just very bullish, to be honest. I don't see this. I don't see anything super bearish on this chart for now. So if I would not be looking at the traditional market charts, I would really say that we're gonna go back up towards above 10K. If I would just be looking at the Bitcoin chart, but by looking at the traditional markets, yeah, if the big brother, if the big daddy is looking toppy and wants to go down, then our little baby boy Bitcoin is going to be going down and following as well. That's just how it is. So let's take a look at the momentum indicators and the expected moves. What are we expecting? Exactly the same thing as yesterday. Kind of exactly the same thing as yesterday, but right now, since we are more near the 9.8, let's say yeah, around 9.950 or something like that, towards the top side, 10k maybe, yeah, and then the lower end would be this time around 9.4, something like that, back to this green box on the bottom side. That's what I'm expecting in terms of ranges. So let's see what our expected moves chart says. Expected moves chart says first standard deviation to the top side is 9,906, and the first standard deviation to the bottom side is 9,420. So does that resolve anything? That doesn't resolve anything for our position or anything like that. So if it goes to 9.9, it will be just here at the top of our green box, and if it goes to 9.4, it will be just here in our green box as well. So yeah, I don't think, well, maybe it's good because it's a weekend that's coming up, so I'll be happy if it does that. But if it does that, it actually once again gives more strength towards for the bulls, because whilst the price is not moving much, our RSI and our Stokes and all other indicators are resetting towards the downside, right? So if you can look here, Stokes on the 12-hour is actually wanting to be curling up. That's very interesting, right? So that's once again very, very bullish signal as well, that it wants to be curling up. RSI is still below, but it's going to be crossing up if we break 9,750. So 9,750 on the daily. Let's see on the daily. Boom, 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 boom. Daily, what is the daily Stokes are saying? Stokes are still going down right now for the daily. And RSI, let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is still below, but once again the same, pretty much the same zone, 9,778 to be breaking back up. So very, very, very small difference or anything like that. On the 4-hour Stokes are yeah. So yesterday, as I spoke about, I told you guys this is a broadening, falling broadening wedge, as you can see, that is breaking on the upside. And as you can see, that's how we kind of figured out that most likely we'll be hitting that 9.8k area, right? So we can remove that now, and right now it's actually curling back towards the downside. But let's see if we can see something forming like this. So maybe we'll do something like this, and then we'll small pullback to the 9.4k area, or the green box, right? 9.4k area during the weekend, holding it up, and then we break up next week towards 10.4k or 10.5k. Still what I'm expecting. So yeah, I don't think that we'll have a major pullback or anything like that. It doesn't look like it. So what that would mean is yeah, we will do something like this, and then by next week we do something like this, back to our green box to the upside. That's still what I'm expecting. I'm still not bearish at all. Except I'll be, well, bearish is a big word. I'll be thinking that we'll make a bigger pullback if later tonight our traditional markets really do make a big pullback. If the traditional markets later tonight make a big pullback down, then I don't think that we will be holding this green box. Then I don't think we'll be holding this green box, and most likely we'll be heading towards 8.8, 8.9k area, like we've been talking about. But for now, I still think that for Bitcoin, this is the most probably what I'm expecting. Looking at the indicators, let's say it like that. So that's what I'm expecting, but let's see what will happen. Other than that, let's look at the RSI. RSI is still below, of course, and then same zone as you can see, 9,750. So we can clearly see on all the time frames, the major area is of course 9,750 or 9,800, or this green box that we need to be breaking, right? So I mean, it's kind of it's what we've been talking about for a while already. We need to break this 9.8k ish area to be going back up towards the 10.4 or 10.5k. That's what RSI is telling us as well. For now, everything is still holding up, although we are having this small dump. Let's put it like that. It's kind of is starting to break down, but like I said, maybe we'll just go back into our green box here. If the traditional markets are not going to take a major dump down. Other than that, very little to be saying. Would I be longing this green box here? I would be tempted to. Now I would be tempted to be longing this green box, but I won't do that because it's weekend. So, but let's see what happens Monday. But yeah, I think that basically is going to tell us a lot more later. So if traditional markets take a very big dump, then I do expect us to be going back down here. If the traditional markets make a very small thing, then I do think that we'll just be holding this area, and then next week we'll be doing this. Either way, I'm quite bullish. There's nothing very bearish to be seen. If you just take a look at the weekly chart, we can clearly see everything is still above all major moving averages. Yeah, this is looking quite good. Yeah, although we have a serious dodgy candle that is being formed right now on the weekly, but just looking at the 3-day, very long wick, as you can see on the 3-day or previous candle, above all major moving averages. It looks very constructive. Same here for the 2-day chart, above all moving averages. Just bounced off of the simple 10 moving averages. Looks very constructive to me. Yeah, it just looks bullish. There's nothing I can say on the long-term chart, but like market does what the market wants to do, right? So we just have to be prepared on those areas. Yeah, I guess what is there something else that I wanted to show or wanted to see? Let's take a quick look at the VIX. Quick look at the VIX. Kind of wants to break out of this falling wedge, the VIX. That would mean a retracement on the S&P, but it's still fucking dodgy candle, so nothing really much to say. Yeah, I think that's it, except if anybody still has any questions or any but I'm not in any trade right now. I'm not in a trade since the past 2 days or something. I've been unemployed for the past 2 days. So if there's not any questions or anything like that, or if you guys want me to go over something, ask me now. If not, I will be stopping this for today, because yeah, there's very little to be saying. This is basically it. But yeah, to recap, if the traditional markets don't do anything, don't do anything that special, then most likely this is what I'm expecting. Small pullback once again into our green area. If the traditional markets do make a big move, then I expect a little bigger pullback. But other than that, I just have a hard feeling that we will be breaking that much over the weekend, to be honest. Low volume once again, maybe a couple of fake outs or something like that. So I'll say there. Yes, Aldrich, I do look at candlestick patterns as well. but you know, it's just in combination with everything. But yeah, I do look at candlestick patterns. That's why I have this. Sorry, this one. So this shows all the candlestick patterns. It's the candlestick pattern cheat sheet for people who needs to have to go. Tina, how low can BTC go over the summer? It can go very low. It can go to 3,000 if it really is bearish. I can't really say that, you know, like probability. Well, I don't think it's gonna be lower than for the summer. I don't think it will be lower than 7.5k. I don't think that's it's gonna be lower than 7.5k. That would be a low point for Bitcoin. So EMA 100. I still think this this green box is going to be respected, even if we become bearish or anything like that. So do I read the tape or order book? No, I don't look at the order book, to be honest, because there's so much fuckery going on with the order book. There's so much spoof orders, so many hidden orders as well. I don't think it's. I mean, that's my opinion. It's very useless for me, at least. I think it's useless. Let's take a look at the longs and the shorts. How much long is still on and how much short is still on. I still think that there's a crazy amount of longs still. So longs are still 70%, 70% long, and it actually dropped quite substantially already, 10% down. So maybe let's take a look at some on-chain data to see if some more Bitcoin has been flowing into the exchanges. So we did have a spike here of 3,500 Bitcoins that went in just a few hours ago, actually. Are they getting ready to be dumping it? That's the question, right? Are they longing it, or are they going to be dumping it? Yeah. And we had a very big inflow here on the 3rd of June, 4,600. But that didn't cause anything changes in the price. This did cause that major crash. That $1,000 crash here, you can see here 3,000, then another 3,000, and then another 2,000. So here this cluster of influx, that's actually what caused the price to go down, as you can see here. Other than that, a lot of Bitcoin went in, but the price didn't change or move, or just slowly went up. So maybe they are just using that to long for now. But yeah, don't see anything that interesting right now, except for this spike here. This might cause this spike might be the one that can cause during the weekend some small dump, maybe towards back again towards our green box area here. That's very possible, or it can cause that catalyst. Well, usually when a whale transfers the BTC to an exchange, it's usually to dump, right? So why would somebody move Bitcoin to an exchange? It's either to sell, or it's either to trade, use it to trade. So yeah. Well, whales are just human beings, Tina. I don't know what your what your efficient like your how to say it. Why do you think whales are just normal people? I know a bunch of whales actually personally. So actually the what's that, Arthur Hayes, the one of the co-founders, well, the founder actually of BitMEX, used to be living as well in Thailand, and he actually went around a couple of my friends to be raising money, because at that point BitMEX, the exchange, was just a white paper. And yeah, so I know a bunch in the industry that have a substantial amount of Bitcoin, let's put it like that, who are whales. And yeah, most of the whales don't really trade though. Most of the whales, they just hold Bitcoin and just accumulate more Bitcoin when the price goes down. That's what whales do most of the times. There's a couple of them that are trading, but not in the big amounts that you think that they are trading. The biggest the people that are trading Bitcoin for large amounts are usually hedge fund managers. Those are the ones that do large positions and large trading. Well, if they transfer to the Tether wallet, usually Tether is being used to be buying Bitcoin, right? So if somebody transfers if you see a lot of Tether being printed, that's usually a positive sign, because most of the time Tether is being used to be buying Bitcoin, or it's for people to be selling. After they sold their Bitcoin into Tether, to move it out of the crypto industry and swap it, because that's fiat money, right? That's cash money. Yeah, Nasdaq starting to take a little dump here. Let's see if this area holds 9550 or this EMA 55. If this area holds or not. If it crashes below that area and goes down to this zone here, then Bitcoin is definitely gonna take a major dump as well. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's actually my son's first month birthday today, so we did celebrate that a little bit during the day. And also they lifted the alcohol ban today here, so I went out to buy some alcohol. Not for me, actually, it's for my wife. I don't really drink much alcohol or anything like that, but my wife wanted to celebrate the 1 month anniversary of the baby, so she said, let's go buy some alcohol. But yeah, looks dumpy means Bitcoin will look dumpy as well. You see how the correlation works. But yeah, of course, it has been such a blessing having the little boy around. But yeah, so let's wrap it up, since there's very little less to be saying, because tomorrow is going to be a lot more interesting with the CME close, the weekly close, and then let's see what Bitcoin does over the night. I'm not going to be in a position or anything like that because it's weekend anyways, but if I would be trading, I would definitely be looking once again at this green box here. If we are holding this green box or not, it will all depend on the traditional market. So if you are looking at the traditional markets and the CME close, weekly candle close, it will give you an idea if we are going to be holding this green box, yes or no. If we don't hold that green box, then we'll be looking at the pullback that's going to be a little bit steeper, most likely towards this area here, and that's still where I'm most likely going to be entering position and longing anyways. So master plan hasn't changed anything yet. Be very careful with this price here. If we do break below this price, most likely we'll be heading down towards this area, this green box. Other than that, if the price spikes up above this 10,550, well, actually we can make it lower now. If it just spikes above this this top, most likely it will just go to 11.5 area. So yeah, That's basically what I'm thinking and where I'm going to be making my my moves. Other than that, maybe one quick look at the Hearst cycles to see if something changes there. Hearst cycles still above this the short median at 9,560. The top, the short cycle top is at 10,128 right now, and the bottom is at 9,000, give or take 9,000. So those are the kind of areas that we should be thinking or looking at. Let's take a look at the 1 day for the oscillator. Sorry, for the oscillator is still above the yellow line, as you can see. As long as the white line does not and it's forming like a fuck you sign. As long as the white line does not cross the yellow line, we cannot be bearish, right? But something like that is what you can be looking at as well. So if this breaks down, then most likely you can be entering a short position as well. So yeah, other than that, nothing very much to be talking about, since there's not much to be trading. You sold your TRX at 174 and wanted to buy at 100, but now it's going up. Will TRX go back to 172 or 173? I assume you are trading it in US dollars, or what is it? Is it Satoshis or in US dollars? Satoshi. Let's take a look at this amazing TRX. Wait, 1 second. Where can I make a new chart? Let's just make this chart. Let's duplicate it. TRX. Let's take a look at this amazing shitcoin. Looks pretty much like the Bitcoin chart, no? Yeah, it looks pretty much like a Bitcoin chart as well. Still above all major moving averages, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's just very slow. 168 is a major support zone, so I would be looking at that area here. Most likely the area where I'll be looking at. Major resistance zone is of course this area here, where we have been forming tops right now. And then big area of support, this area here. So if Bitcoin is going to take a dump later today, which is kind of what I'm expecting, at least a small dump, I do believe that price is at least going to be heading towards here. So I would be looking at 168 Satoshis or something like that, actually. If Bitcoin is going to make a move back down, yeah. If it does break up, then I would be looking at this previous zone here to take some profits. In this zone here, which is at 185, I guess. Yeah, 185, and then what would be the next one? Next one would be our previous local top here at this area here, which is at 199 Satoshis. 197, 199 Satoshis. 1 second. See if there's any divergences. Nope, no divergences to be looking at. Nope. It still is constructive, but basically these are the areas that I will be looking at. If Bitcoin makes a dump, then most likely it will be going back to 168. If it does break up, let's say this area here, 178, if it does break up 178, I do think it will take a leg up higher to like 185 or something like that. Yeah, and then next target would be here, 198, 199, our previous local top. Yeah, basically that's basically the boxes that I would be looking at. But like I said, volume is so low right now as well, as you can see here. Doesn't look I mean, it's very hard. I don't know why people love to trade these these altcoins so much. It's just you know, if somebody comes in and buys like a big amount, then it spikes up like crazy, but you need to be able to sell it as well. But yeah, those are the areas that I would be looking at. I do think more likely is that we'll be revisiting 168. Would I be interested in buying there? Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, I would still be interested in buying there. This is exactly the EMA 21 on the daily as well. So yeah, I would still buy it for now, because Bitcoin dominance has been going down actually the last couple of days, which is good for altcoins, obviously. So that's the reason why altcoins are doing a little bit better. But yeah, this is how I look at it. This is how I look at shitcoin charts. I look at it as like this. So I don't care. That's basically what I'm saying. I just zoom out on the weekly and I see this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't care. Yeah, but that's just me. Other than that, yeah, I hope this helps you a little bit. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Enough shitcoin talk. Yeah, we are still in the no trading zone for myself personally. Still between those two green boxes. A little bit more inclined right now. A little bit, not that much. A little bit more inclined that we will head a little bit lower during the weekend as well. But nothing to be super bearish about or anything like that. I still think that we're going to be revisiting the 10K area by next week. That's what I'm still expecting. So yeah. Yeah, I to be honest, I really don't think that BTC is going to be crashing or anything. I really do think that during the weekend we'll just do like something like this, and then next week we'll be doing this up towards the upside. That's what I'm thinking. But let's see. Like I said, if it does goes back down to the EMA 555, I still think that's a buying opportunity. So I'll be buying some. I mean, I would be longing this area right here. And let's see how it goes, because like I said, we have a beautiful stop loss or a risk management at this beautiful wick on the bottom anyways, so I'm not that concerned about my risk management right there. But other than that, we'll go over it tomorrow, right? I hope there's more action later, to be honest, in an hour when the stock market opens, because it has not been the most exciting period for me in trading perspective. But that's how it is. Usually that's how it works, right? You make a substantial amount of money the first couple of days of the month, and you think, okay, this is going to be amazing, but then then you don't have. There's nothing to do, and as you can see right now, it's just holding very beautifully this zone right here. So yeah, nothing to say, nothing to be bearish about. Still very, very, very bullish overall in the macro perspective. I still think that 11.5k is still the zone to be watching. But after that, after that, I'm not that confident. Let's put it like that. I mean, not confident as in we'll most likely will be making a big pullback on that area, and then maybe by end of the year we'll be seeing around 14k or something like that. I think that's That's my my long-term prediction. So if we do pull back from 11.5, then end of the year maybe 14k or something like that. That would be a beautiful target for end of the year, and then of course another pullback. And then next year is going to be the year that we're going to break through for Bitcoin. That's what I've always felt, and so I always think 2021 most likely is going to be the breakout year of Bitcoin. So anyways, even though I'm a little bit more inclined that we're going to make a small pullback, I'm not going to short this. Like I said, it's just too risky. Like, yeah, like I said, for that few $100, I'm not really interested in that. And yeah, and it's weekend, so I don't want to be stuck in a position. But other than that, that's enough for today. We made it to the 1 hour. Oh, my breath of relief. Okay, guys. Hope to see you again tomorrow, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. UTC+8. Please like, share, comment, ask questions, do whatever you like, and I'll try to answer them during the live stream as good or as well as I can. But of course, until tomorrow, please stay home, stay safe,